Alright, so it's been a while since I've done some Brotato, but I would, just because I see a lot of Jack posts and threads around, I figure I'd do just a kind of a mini tutorial on Jack, because as a former Jack hater and now a Jack enjoyer, I might be qualified to help those out that are struggling with this character. Now, I'm not going to go and tell you that it's not a hard character. It's definitely a hard character. You know, don't let people that claim it's easy lie to you. But it is a character that when I did my first clear through the game of all the D5s, I had him ranked as the worst. He was the hardest one for me to get my first D5 clear with. But as time went on, I actually, of all the characters that I rated low, he by far was the one that kind of surprised me with how consistently good he could be. Now, the way that I would play him would be very similar to something like Hunter or something like Ranger. You know, these are characters that don't have much survivability at all, but they have very high ranged damage. And that's exactly what Jack, I think, should be played as. That's how I'm able to at least make him feel pretty decent. Now, I will say that Ranger and Hunter are better characters at what they do, so if you're not good at those characters, I would first recommend that you do just get good at them. Particularly with Hunter, I would practice with maybe Crossbow, and then with Ranger, I would actually practice with Revolver, because they're good enough on him, and we're going to be using revolvers on Jack, so just getting that attack pattern down would be nice. And yeah, I mean, they're just better versions of Jack, essentially. They don't have the ceiling that Jack has, in my opinion, but because if you can get enough gentle aliens or mouses with Jack, his economy just goes off the charts. But yeah, in general, though, if you're not good at those characters, first get good at them before trying to tackle Jack is my suggestion. And then once you're good with them, you'll know how you're generally going to want to play Jack. You're going to know the items you want to look out for. You're going to know just the stats you're looking for, which is to say mainly offense. Now, just another note I would like to say is I initially thought Jack's economy was bad. Even without, let's say I never find a gentle alien and I never find a mouse. I thought, okay, well, I just look at this and I got plus 200% materials, so times 3 materials dropped from enemies. However, I have minus 75% enemies, so 1/4 the enemies. I mean, simple math there can show that the economy should be gimped in that scenario, right? But there's kind of two things going on there that actually make that not true. The first is something that's just hidden behind the scenes. You wouldn't expect anyone to know it if they haven't read the wiki, but because of the way that the materials drop per enemy as waves progress, it actually turns out to be positive that the plus 200% materials drop from enemies outweighs the minus 75% enemies. That's a tough one for me to just fully explain on video, so if you're really interested in that, check out the wiki, but essentially it actually is positive as far as economy goes. And then on top of that, I would say that just generally with most characters, I cannot clear out the whole map of enemies, but with Jack, I can. So there's that aspect of it too. Like, it doesn't do much good if enemies are on screen if you can't kill them. But in Jack's case, I can. So just a few notes I had there. Now, you can actually go a lot of routes with him. The two most common, I would say, would be laser rifle or revolver. I like revolver personally because if I do happen to get a gentle alien, which I absolutely would want, I find revolver handles more enemies on the screen better than laser does. But they're pretty close. And honestly, I can pick up laser to go along with my revolver if I'm not finding any revolvers. So that'll definitely be just A-okay for me to find. And I make no mistake, you are squishy as hell with this character. You're as squishy as Hunter is. Just to put things in perspective, the enemy is doing 50% extra damage is essentially the same as you having 1/3 the HP. And we definitely want the range damage. We definitely want revolvers. We don't care about shredders because there's not enough enemies for us to care about that. Now, Sharp Bullet, this kind of probably is a little bit at odds with what I just said, but I do think we still want a Sharp Bullet with the revolvers. Because again, if we do end up with a lot of enemies on screen, we're going to be happy to have a Sharp Bullet. And we want the fertilizer because we definitely want that economy. We could care less about SMG. We'll lock that. There is, if you weren't aware, somewhat of a reload cooldown with these revolvers. That's why you kind of just stop attacking here and there. But one thing you'll notice is as you get more and more revolvers and more attack speed, that cooldown pretty much just goes away at a certain point, which is nice. Alright, we'll lock that and buy that right now. Having 5 revolvers by wave 4 is a-okay. That is better than I usually get. And we got some economy early with that harvesting, which will be nice. Yeah. Obviously want to maximize as much economy as possible. Especially when, here's another thing that, I think this is more, it's still technically behind the scenes, but it's probably a little more well-known aspect of Jack is that you don't actually get to face waves. You will always face 3 elites with Jack, which is something worth noting. I don't like these stats. I don't like percent damage early either, but because it's blue here and I do want it overall, I'll take it. I'll definitely take the blue, or the purple attack speed there. Alright, take that. Lock that, and roll one more time. As you can see, it is very, the way Jack plays is like the non-elite waves, which are going to be all but 3 of them, or I guess all but 4 of them when you count the bosses, are very easy. I mean, arguably easier than any other character in the game, and I would argue that is a positive in a lot of ways. I mean, which means you don't actually have to be on top of your game for quite a lot of the playthrough. I suppose I'll take that. I don't really care about sustain, but if it's gonna get thrown at me for free, essentially, I'll take it. Take some more attack speed. Take that. Blindfold's fine. Blue SMG, I don't think so. We've found a decent amount of range damage already, but the thing I like about revolvers, and lasers kinda, but probably more so with revolvers, is it doesn't rely on finding massive amounts of range damage. I can get by with a few range damage and a lot of crit and percent damage. Just opens up how much, you know, I can take on a run, or how much I can find on a run. Or no, yeah, it opens up how much I can find on a run. That's what I meant to say. With the SMG or a laser, you're really going to have to find good amounts of range damage, and sometimes that just literally doesn't happen. That's why I don't really probably rank those weapons as high as most people do. That's probably why I rank revolver higher than most people do. It's because I'm never lucky, clearly. That's why. So for my fellow never luckers, revolver is your gun. Take some range here. Range is always fine. Oh, and we definitely take the gentle alien. Now, Ugly Tooth, there's one that I didn't use to like that much. I like it quite a lot, though, especially on a character like Jack, because when you're going to want those elites to be slow. I'm going to buy this just because it is the last item in the shop. I probably wouldn't buy it otherwise, but then I just get a free roll out of it, which is nice. Alright, we could take a lure. It's a little bit tough. You notice there's gigantic amounts of health. It took me a long time to kill that one dude, but I think those are things we could lock. Now, I could argue on most characters, even high damage characters, by this point in the game, I'm not able to kill everything on the screen, but I'm essentially killing everything more or less on the screen here, which goes back to what I'm saying about the money. Would be nice to get that HP, but that is that range damage. I think I'll take the damage. We'll take that, take that. Take that. Definitely take that. Definitely lock that. Definitely lock that. Call it good. Another wave that is often pretty hard on other characters is wave 7. This character, it's not so bad. You know, there's barely any eggs spawning, so you're usually just... Oh my gosh, what the hell is that? That just like appeared out of nowhere, huh? Alright, we got one of those guys down. Make sure the eggs don't spawn. Now, let's say you definitely don't want them to spawn, because they'll have a ton of health, but yeah, as long as you keep a decent rotation around the map, make sure that you catch them before they have time to pop. Okay, this gentle, or this loot alien took its sweet time in spawning, but that's okay. We still were able to pwn him. Because that's what we do. We pwn. I lose dodge for that, but I'd probably take it. Take the attack speed. Take it. Take it. I guess we take that. We don't have a whole lot of harvesting, but this is a relatively early crown. I'm inclined to take it. I think I will. Just focus on those horned warriors for sure. That's going to be the thing that gets you by surprise. You go a while without getting hit, you're going to forget how squishy you are. Which is to say, 2 hits and I'm dead. So don't ever forget how squishy you are. Right there, you just saw how much I took from that stray bullet. Well, I am not killing the full set here, but that's pretty common of 8. I'm going to take this, especially given that I'm going to buy that crown. We can replenish that armor here anyway. Alright, harvesting. So the crown is definitely worth it now. That'll be popping off. We got that elite on 11. You hope for it on 12, but sometimes you just can't do anything about that, you know. 50-50 either way. Blue pistol, probably not. I might not mind this metal plate. It's a pretty cheap way to get armor. It does suck that it loses some % damage, but I think we're okay with that. So I didn't add much attack power that round, but I sure added a lot of economy. We don't mind it, because we didn't really need to add attack power, especially when we already have the sharp bullet for wave 9. And then we can hopefully translate that economy into a lot of attack power in the long run. But I definitely want some more attack power. I don't like how long it is taking for me to kill some of these enemies. It's really not where we want to be with Jack. But sometimes this is just the route that the run will give you. I mean, if it gives you the economy, you might as well take it and just deal with it for a few rounds. Deal with a few rounds of not being able to do the damage that you want to do, and you'll certainly be doing the damage you want to do later. I still like to take the range if it's like that. I'm going to take the crit chance here, though, because we do need to get some damage. And I won't take that wheelbarrow. We've already spent enough on economy. even though it is enticing to look at that and read, you know, I got the harvesting mod installed, which lets you know how much harvesting it would give you, or how much profit it would give you. And it would give me 250 profit by wave 19, which seems nice, but keep in mind, the hardest point of this run is going to be at wave 11. It's not going to help me by then. And in fact, it'll hurt me by losing me armor, so there's just no way I actually want that. I definitely don't want to cap our max HP at 29. I will take Insanity. Don't want padding, it sucks. Don't want any of these. Cake I would take on any other character, but on this character, I don't... I'm already a little light on damage. Okay, this is technically nothing right now. But I could combo it with that. Even though I lost some crit, I think that's okay. Take that and lock that. Still got one more wave to prepare for this elite. I'm hoping to get a bunch of speed. You do want speed on Jack. I mean, the best defense is offense, but also running away from stuff. Or being able to dodge stuff, I should say. You know, actual HP is only about a third as effective as it would normally be, because the enemies do so much damage. So that's just something to think about. It's like if I wouldn't take... If an HP item or level up isn't good enough for me to have taken on a hunter, then it is not as good enough for me to take on Jack. It's the same rule applies. Same, and Ranger to the same degree, but Ranger actually has more health than Jack in a sense. Blast that guy. We got our backup guns shooting the guy in the corner there. See how long it takes a while to kill those guys with Jack. May not be worth it in some cases, but there it was definitely worth it. Alright, we keep adding and subtracting our... we should take the speed here since we took that power generator. I do like every stat here though, on Jack. Oh wow, we are getting good stuff. For only 20 luck, we sure have gotten a pretty good set of things there. Don't know if I take this piggy bank, probably not. Don't think I take the rocket launcher. Don't think I take acid. I don't take any of this. We got an elite coming right up, so I just need stuff that helps me right now. Gosh, that fertilizer is so tempting. For only 38 bucks, I get 100 bucks by the end of the game. Nah. Alright, this shop started out good, and it is quickly not becoming that way. Alright, that's good again. It is certainly good again. I don't think we do the minigun. I only... See, this is another reason, like, why I didn't take that SMG. Like, remember how we started out with a lot of range damage? And I literally only added 2 range damage since I made that comment. It's like... And I really wasn't offered any, so... This is why I like the revolver. Minigun absolutely relies on range damage, so I'm not going to spend 250 bucks on that. Alright, this is a tough one, in my opinion. But we're gonna try to take them out here. At least it's not Mother or Croc. I don't have to kill the elite necessarily. I'd much rather keep the map clear of enemies. But if I can kill the elite, that's just a bonus. Kind of run at him. Sometimes that's not really possible. Alright, we survived. But it was a bit of a nail biter and I didn't get to kill him, but we didn't really, I don't know, I think Colossus is like top 3 hard elite in the game, so I'm happy with that outcome. AK surviving. It's a good outcome. Now we could add this blue laser gun. I don't think I will though, because it's actually bad with a sharp bullet because it already pierced anyway and it loses a lot of piercing damage. We could take the wheelbarrow now. I got all the way till wave 15 for a elite. Still isn't really positive by then though. And it'd be pretty good with the crown that we have though. I've already gained 13 off of it. I think I'll take it. Okay, I'll definitely take that. We could take this, if anything, just to make my knockback a little less, which I actually don't like the knockback. But the lifesteal's okay. It's not really that good on a squishy dude like this, but it is what it is. It's just a very... It's one of the best ways to get lifesteal, and here's the thing, I'm not a good enough player that I'm going to just not get hit, so when I do get hit, it would be nice to have a little bit of sustain at least. And again, I'm just, see right there now, at least I don't have to rely on finding plants only to get my health back. Like I can slowly get some health back in the meantime through shooting people. So that's pretty good. Loot Alien is a lost cause. This is pretty useless for me. I don't mind the range just to be able to keep a good distance between me and the enemies. Take the Shady Potion. This is okay. It's overcosted for what it does, but you know, I'll take it. I'll take that. I would definitely take that. So we've gotten 2 Gentle Aliens, right? Yeah, nice. So that's good for economy. I have 55 luck, but the Cyber Ball triggers off enemy death, so that's not really good on this character. Tentacle also triggers off enemy death, but it's just such a good item, I'm still going to take it even on Jack. I mean, it's so cheap and it still adds some crit. There's no downside to it. I mean, technically there's no downside to Cyber Ball either, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Tentacle still ends up like healing us quite a lot. Still try to take those Horn Warriors out if possible. And the Tentacles, those are going to be the things that get you by surprise. Alright, we'll take Adrenaline, we'll take Blindfold. I do not want that. I will take Attack Speed. It would be nice to get some HP, but I'm not going to take it at the expense of Attack Speed. This is a good way to get HP, I would say. Missile is better than people give it credit for, but yeah, I'll take it. I mean, I've got... It just sucks to lose attack speed, but we'll find ways to get it. I actually don't think we take community support. I mean, there's not that many living enemies on the screen necessarily, so I don't think it's worth it on Jack, even though I took the Tentacle. I think that's just because Tentacle is that good. And this is a wave that is normally pretty tough for a lot of characters, particularly melee characters, but it's definitely not a hard wave for Jack, because there's just not many of these things spawning, and I can keep pretty good track of where they do spawn from and just take them out. So, still gotta make sure I don't run into the bullet like I almost did there. And as you can tell, I am no savant at sort of dodging stuff in this game, so if I can do this, believe in yourself, you can too. If I can beat Jack, so can you. I should have got hit there, but my dodge procced, thankfully. My dodge is really broken. Okay, I'll take another one. For free, I will take this. I don't really like to buy that one. We are kind of low on armor, so I will take it. I'll definitely take that. Definitely take that. What is our crit chance? 29. Okay, we can take that. Is it too late for me to care about Shady Potion? It probably is. At least to lock it. Okay, we have an elite coming up. Hopefully we got enough for it. I don't think I'll buy Robot Arm just for the 6 armor. I guess I could. It's 218 bucks for 6 armor. That's actually okay. I lose lifesteal, I don't care about the regen. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna lock it, but I guess if I had the money to buy it, I would like buy it. Okay, this guy. I don't know if they like buffed him in recent patches or something, and I just never read it. Because it seems like this guy was never hard for me before, but the last few times I've faced him, he's given me some trouble. So I'm not gonna get too excited about facing him. But my initial thought is that he's probably one of the better ones to face. That may not be the case though. We've got him down to half health, but it's gonna be hard to get to him here as he just spawns in tons of shit, you know? He's kind of like Mother in that way. He trolls you into thinking you're crushing him, and then you just kind of don't. I don't want to get in the corner here, not with all of these things, but I actually just kind of am stuck here now that the circle pattern phase is here. We're just going to try to survive it here. I'm going to have to live with not killing the elite and not picking up any materials. No sense taking risks, because again, everything that is not an elite wave is so easy that you really just want to get through the elite wave, in my opinion. And then, you know, you're not going to have too much problems getting through the rest of the game. Could take this. I don't think so, though. We'll take that. I suppose I take that. I don't know if the lifesteal is like worth it though, honestly. Take that, I'll lock that. Losing HP at the expense of armor and dodge is absolutely worth it on this character. Armor goes a long way and so does dodge, but HP really doesn't when they do so much damage, right? But the armor reduces the damage just the same. And the dodge obviously just makes you not get hit. Gives you error room. Problem with dodge is it's not guaranteed to go off, obviously. So you may end up investing in it and it not doing anything for you. It's just a weird stat like that. I could argue the same about luck, though. Or even crit. But crit most is probably going to proc. Because you're shooting enough that crit should normalize, but... I got shot there, but whatever. Alright, give me 1 second here. Alright. Definitely take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take... Oops. Now, the tier 4 revolvers are doing nearly, about double what the blues do. Just a little under double. Actually, when you factor in the cooldown, they do probably a little over double. So they are definitely a weapon that you don't want to neglect trying to upgrade. Alright, we will just recycle that. Take that. Definitely take that. I mean, we've been building up some lifesteal, but I don't mind taking a banner. I do like Sif's Relic just for the reduction of clutter on the screen, which is like a big thing with trying to face the final bosses and stuff. I'm actually gonna take it. Oddly enough, it's worth the money to me. And honestly, the anvil could be okay too. That's gonna be like all of my money. If I'm even allowed to pick up money against this elite, we'll see what it is. Really depends on the elite. It's Croc. Okay, well, we've faced, other than Mother, we've faced pretty much the toughest elites in the game, in my opinion. I don't think Monk is like the toughest, but lately he's seemed that way for me. Monk, I don't know. I'm actually I don't think Croc will actually be tough here, though, because my speed is so high, I can outrun the circle. So I really just don't have too much of an issue here. Like, I can simply just run around the map, and that's an easy Croc fight. Croc really is only hard on wave 11, to be honest. And he's very hard there. I could have dodged that bullet, but I guess I just decided not to. It's totally by choice. Clearly. Alright. Relatively easy fight. Now the only hard fight from here on out will be the bosses. Don't particularly want... I guess I could do dodge. Dodge is nice. Alright, we're going to take that, and that is it. I've had such a tough time finding range damage, but at this point in the game we need higher impact stuff. Glass Cannon is A-okay by me. That's literally what we're supposed to be, so... I probably don't want to go the whole final fight if I can help it. I would like to kill the bosses. So let's really try to power spike our damage here. I'll be honest, usually I do kill at least a few of the elites, but I don't know. We just weren't... A, I'm a little rusty, and B, I just don't feel like it was worth the risk. It's just like, why throw the run away when you know you're going to probably win if you just get through it? Maybe that's another kind of thing about Jack. It's like, don't reach for the elites, because they have a lot of health. Even if you do extra damage to them, it doesn't really offset just how much health they have. And how much damage they do, I guess, is more important. I mean, they will frickin' one-shot you. Take the crit here, even though I am losing armor. More bait. Still take that. I mean, that's just such an easy way to get health. This is also an easy way to get health, but I lose 8% of my crit. Don't think I'll do that. Don't think I do that. I don't think I care about missile anymore. I do not care about Clover, probably. We're almost at max dodge, and the luck this late is not really relevant. I'll do that. I don't think I do community support on Jack, though. Take these lampreys out. Another nice thing about Jack is when you take bait, the amount of lampreys is lower. Yeah, I really like Sif's Relic. For me, for my playstyle, it just helps a lot. It's so much easier for me to actually see what's going on the map when I don't have to worry about the materials. Like, I'm able to see where the enemies are, where I need to go. I think it is probably, for me, a top tier relic or artifact, item, whatever you call it. Whatever this game calls it. For others, I could see it being useless, so it's just like, you'll know if it's useful for you or not. I suppose this is more useful than 38 bucks, but not really that much. I'll take some armor here. We're going into the final fight now. I guess I'll take some HP as well. I am most certainly going to get hit at least once in this fight, and I do want to be able to deal with that. Oh, that's a really big pickup. Definitely take that. Good thing we built crit, right? I always build crit if I can. Losing 50 range for this is probably not worth it because there's not that many enemies dying. See, this to me is an underrated item too. I would absolutely take Alien Baby here. Now I actually feel like I have some buffer. And that comes back to what I was talking about. It's like, you can take HP on this character, but you really need to only take the ones that give you, like, either they're really efficient at it, or they're just a huge power spike at it. I don't think I'll take Sniper. Probably won't be able to... Okay, this is great. Baby Elephant actually could do decent damage here. And that's probably it. No sense rolling. We'll roll just to see what it was. Yeah, none of this actually that good. I wouldn't have really... I mean, I wouldn't have been able to afford Chain Gun. It's a ridiculous cost item. It's only really for Endless, I feel. But sure, let's finish it out here. We're going to make sure we take those Lampreys out. Just make sure we're dodging primarily. I don't want to take any hits. All it takes is a few... Okay, good thing we dodged there. Mainly that fire stick is what you want to keep an eye on. That's the thing that'll screw you over. Or the Horned Warriors. So we already killed one of them. The other one's going down here soon. There you have it. I mean, that's pretty... I mean, every run is going to be very variant on what happens, but overall, I would say that's a typical Jack run for me. It's not like the most overpowered character in the world, but also, like, as a whole, you tell me, did that run feel that hard? For me, it didn't. There were obviously moments of difficulty, but most characters will have that, in my opinion. And it really only is the elites. Every other wave is relatively easy. And there's opportunity for high roll there. I would say this is definitely a fortunate run, but I've had much more fortunate runs. You know, we only... Economy-wise, we found 2 Gentle Aliens, which was nice, but... There's plenty of runs where you can find quite a lot more, plus like Mouse. And then you can really just get ridiculous amounts of economy. There's also just other red items. This was a really good pickup at the end. You know, in only one fight, it did 71,000 damage for us, which is pretty nice. That's literally more than like 2 of my revolvers combined. Over more than 2 of them combined. So, not gonna lie and say that some of it wasn't great, but you know, there's just other stuff we could have found, right? Like I could have found like a Retromation hoodie here and got a ridiculous amount of attack speed, for example. But overall, it's just average Jack run in my opinion. Losable certainly because obviously just getting hit. On that note, though, Tardigrade is incredible on this character. We didn't find that here. I've always loved to see Tardigrade. I guess we could review quickly what the items did. Crown ended up being super worth it. We obviously had a nice harvesting setup, which you're not always going to have. This saved a lot as usual. This saved a lot as usual. Any others? How much did the Tentacle? Tentacle healed for 11. Doesn't seem like much, but honestly, given how little we get hit on Jack, it's still like an okay amount. That could have been, in some cases, the difference between life and death. You know, compare it to Adrenaline, for example. It gave nothing. That didn't do any damage. I thought that would have done more. That was probably not worth me buying, even though it was cheap. I still think that was worth it. I didn't end up really getting hit in that fight, but I could have. You know, if I didn't dodge that one hit, or if I was just a little few steps off one way or the other. I'm surprised that did more damage than this. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but okay. Yeah, and I guess that's everything stat-wise. Well, hopefully that helps people that are struggling with Jack. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're not good at a character like Ranger or Hunter, get good with them first before trying to, beat D5 with Jack. Get to the point where it feels relatively smooth for you to beat Danger 5 on Ranger with Revolver or Hunter with Crossbow. That's going to give you the most similar game plan as Jack. And then once you're good with them, Jack won't be that much worse. And in some cases will feel stronger if you get the right items, but sure. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.